Incredible moment, homeless girl's heartfelt birthday wish revealed as millionaire makes life-changing gesture. Mia sat in the cramped room of the shelter, her heart swelling with hope. Just a few days separated her from her 13th birthday, and for her, every year was a reason to dream bigger. She imagined balloons, laughter, and cake shared with her single mom, who worked tirelessly to provide for them. Each night, as her dreams danced between reality and fantasy, Mia clung to thoughts of a small celebration, believing every birthday should be a celebration of love and adventure. The shelter buzzed with life, a children's laughter mixed with the bustling sounds of the city. However, when Mia excitedly shared her plans with her classmates, the responses felt like ice water pouring over her warmth. One after another, they apologized, revealing their own struggles. "I can't, my mom can't afford to buy a gift," or, "I wish I could, but we have plans." With each regretful smile, Mia felt small, forgotten, isolated amongst the noise. Sinking onto her bed, the reality of it all hit hard. Her dreams felt like distant stars, flickering away in the vast night sky. Her worth seemed diminished by the weight of her family's struggles. Tears blinked in her eyes, a tightness in her chest forming as she wondered if her life in the shelter would always overshadow the dreams of a girl having a simple birthday cake. Just then, her mother stepped into the room, her face weary but radiant. "Mia, sweetheart," she said, pulling her into an embrace. "Life has its ups and downs, but remember, we have each other. That's our greatest treasure." The warmth of her mother's words wrapped around Mia, a comforting hug that felt like sunshine through the thick clouds. Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. Days passed, and Mia's birthday loomed closer. Just when it felt like the night would swallow her hope whole, fate intervened. Mark, a self-made millionaire, overheard whispers around the shelter he passed by daily. As he listened, memories of his own childhood flickered through his mind, his family's struggles, the dreams that seemed unreachable. Mia's dream touched his heart deeply. Determined to make a difference, he mobilized his resources. With a flick of his wrist, he began planning to turn Mia's birthday into something magnificent. He envisioned balloons floating, laughter ringing in the air, and joy spilling out everywhere. However, as excitement ignited in Mia's heart, anxiety crept in. Could she accept this help? Would it mean forgetting their struggles? And how would her mom feel about all this? The juxtaposition of their humble world against grand gestures made her head spin. As the day approached, Mia wrestled with her dreams and fears. The dive into uncertainty left her breathless. Would this birthday celebration become a moment of real connection and change, or deepen the divide she feared? The palpable tension in the air made Mia hold her breath, awaiting her moment of truth, a chance not just for herself, but for everyone around her. Would she take the leap? Mia woke up the morning of her birthday with a flutter of emotions. It was a day that should have been filled with joy, but her heart was heavy with uncertainty. The boys and girls at the shelter were busy preparing for the small communal celebration they had organized, but Mia couldn't shake off the weight of what was really happening behind the scenes. What would she find when she stepped outside? Mia couldn't help but think of the balloons and the laughter Mark had promised. Just the thought of it made her stomach twist with nerves. She brushed her hair, stole glances in the cracked mirror, and felt a familiar sense of inadequacy creeping in. Would her bright smile hold up against the backdrop of grand celebrations? Her mother, unaware of the turmoil brewing inside her daughter, wore a radiant smile as she entered their room. "Happy birthday, Mia!" she exclaimed, her eyes twinkling with excitement. She had done everything she could to make the day special, but Mia still sensed her mother's own worries about money and their situation hovering in the air. "Thanks, Mom," Mia replied, forcing a smile as she studied her mother's face, every wrinkle telling a story of sacrifice. The birthday cake, a small but carefully decorated creation her mom made with limited resources, stood on the table like a beacon of their shared love. Despite the warm embrace of her mother's affection, doubt slithered through her mind. "Do you think we can trust Mark?" she whispered while placing a hand on the cake. Her mother looked thoughtful for a moment, then shook her head gently. "People can surprise us, sweetheart. Sometimes they want to help." Mia bit her lip, swallowing her fears. Would trusting Mark mean she was abandoning their struggles? Could she allow someone else to share in their joy? The question lingered as they stepped out into the common area. Once outside, the atmosphere shifted. Children laughed and strangers mingled, creating a patchwork of voices that filled the air. To Mia's surprise, there were decorations everywhere. Balloons danced in the gentle breeze. A banner reading "Happy Birthday, Mia" hung across the makeshift space. And there he stood, Mark, beaming from ear to ear, arms outstretched as if in welcoming a long-lost friend. "There you are," he called, his voice warm and inviting. Mia froze, the excitement and joy of everyone around colliding with her apprehension. She glanced at her mother, catching a glimpse of the pride shining in her eyes. It was as if she could feel the weight of the moment enveloping her, urging her to step forward. "Come on, Mia," her mother urged gently, squeezing her hand. "This is your day." Gathering her resolve as the eyes of friends and strangers fell upon her, Mia took a breath and stepped forward. Excitement fluttered in her chest, a feeling so foreign yet intoxicating. But as she approached Mark, what she didn't expect was the vulnerability bubbling within her. "Mia!" Mark exclaimed, his enthusiasm infectious. "I hope you're ready for the most incredible birthday ever." Amid the balloons and laughter, Mia felt a swell of emotions rising. She was being watched, and in that moment, questions flooded her mind. Was she deserving of this grand celebration? Suddenly, a tug of fear gripped her heart, drowning out the joy. What if they were just celebrating the facade, overlooking the reality of their lives? Would this birthday celebration truly be a turning point, or just a temporary distraction from the real struggles waiting for her after the cake was devoured and the laughter faded? Mia looked at Mark, and the smile on his face seemed to promise warmth and possibility. Perhaps this birthday was not just about cake and balloons, but about connection, about embracing the unexpected. But could she really let herself hope? And as she pondered on this emotional edge, the moment hangs delicately in the air, charged with the promise of what's to come. Mia's heart raced as she stood before Mark, the world swirling around her. The laughter and cheers felt both foreign and familiar, like a melody she longed to dance to but wasn't sure she knew the steps. The balloons swayed in the gentle breeze, gleaming with vibrant colors, yet each one seemed to hold a whisper of doubt. "Are you ready, birthday girl?" Mark's eyes sparkled with genuine excitement. It was contagious. Mia could see the kids dashing around, some shoving each other playfully while attempting to grab the colorful streamers. Her lips curved into a tentative smile, the kind that barely touched her eyes. I guess so," she managed, fidgeting with her hair nervously. But there was a warmth in the admiration of those gathered, a safety net woven by hope and joy, even if she still felt shadowed by her uncertainty. "Let's get this party started," yelled Mark, and cheers erupted. Clapping and whoops broke through her haze, pulling her completely into the moment. Before she could second-guess herself, he took her hand, and they walked toward the center of the celebration. As they approached the colorful table adorned with the cake, Mia's stomach churned, not from anxiety but from the tangible thrill of the festivities. The cake sparkled under the sunlight, its frosting catching on a nearby balloon string. It was the epitome of love and care, a small slice of happiness carved out of their modest circumstances. She was surprised to see the other kids staring at it with wide eyes, as if it were a masterpiece. "Make a wish, Mia," someone shouted, breaking through the background noise. The words danced in her ears, and for a moment, she was lost in thought. A wish? What could she possibly ask for? Just then, Mia's eyes caught her mother watching her with a mixture of tenderness and pride, a look that spoke volumes. In that instant, her heart swelled with an overwhelming sense of gratitude. She wished for her mother's smile to never fade, for this moment of joy to linger just a little longer. Mia closed her eyes tightly, tuning out the laughter around her. She wished for the strength to embrace not just this moment, but all the moments yet to come. When she opened her eyes, there was a palpable stillness, and Mia felt the weight of every gaze upon her, waiting for her to lift the cake knife and cut into the sweetness. With a nod from Mark, Mia took a deep breath. The soft chant of "Happy Birthday, Mia" echoed as she pressed the knife into the cake, a small yet powerful slice into her birthday. She felt as though she were slicing through her insecurities, breaking apart the doubts that had lingered for far too long. The first piece fell away to reveal layers of soft cake, and she could almost hear the muted applause of her heart. This was her moment. She was more than the life circumstances that restrained her. She was Mia, a girl surrounded by friends, love, and laughter. As she served the first slice, her nerves began to evaporate. Laughter and excitement filled her, pulling her closer to the moment. She saw kids huddling together with sugary treats, her mother clapping along, and Mark's encouraging smile became her anchor. But just as joy brimming within her heart began to expand, a loud crash erupted. Mia turned to see a boy falling into the table, sending the leftover decorations fluttering through the air. Gasps filled the space, but Mia's heart sank. What just happened? She muttered, her brief meditation on happiness shattered. Mark rushed to the scene, his face a mix of concern and determination. Mia blinked, the noise around her fading to a distant hum, and her joy transformed into anxious knots. Here was a reminder that no matter how bright things shone, storms could brew at any moment. Would this day truly unfurl beyond the laughter and surprises? Or would reality come crashing down like the decorations? As she glanced at the flustered boy and his mischievous friends, she felt the weight of her growing hope begin to waver. What else would this birthday bring, and could she still hold on to her wishes amidst the unpredictability? Mia stood frozen, her heart pounding loud enough to drown out the cheers and laughter around her. Her eyes darted to the boy sprawled on the ground, his surprise evident as he clawed at the air to steady himself. For a split second, she felt a rush of worry, not just for her party but for the boy who had just made a spectacular entrance into her world of balloons and cake. "Hey, you okay?" Mark knelt down beside the boy, his voice steady, reassuring. Mia leaned closer, her hands trembling against the table. She watched as the boy shook his head, dusting off his shirt with a shy grin, a contrast to the chaos he'd caused. "Yeah, I'm good." He laughed, his eyes sparkling bright. "Guess I just wanted a closer look at the cake." The group erupted in laughter, the sound lifting the heavy air. Mia let out a breath she hadn't realized she was holding. As the tension diffused, she felt a pulse of relief rush through her. It also snapped her back to the moment. What were her wishes worth if they couldn't weather a little storm? With newfound confidence, she marched to Mark and the boy. "You sure you're okay? Birthdays are serious business, you know," she teased, trying to lighten the mood. "Yeah. I mean, if I don't get cake, I might not ever recover," he replied, exaggeratedly clutching his chest. "Now, that can't happen." Mia grinned, her heart warming as she offered him a slice of the cake she had just cut. Mark grinned at her, his approval tangible. Seeing her laugh again sent a wave of clarity through her. Maybe today could be more than just a celebration, maybe it could be a chance for connection, a moment to share joy and embrace the unexpected. As the boy took the cake, the festivities slowly resumed. Kids milled around, music pounding joyfully in the background, but Mia's eyes wandered back to the table. Each slice she served felt less like a chore and more like a piece of herself she was sharing with everyone around her. "This is the best birthday ever," a girl exclaimed, her face smeared with icing. Mia's heart swelled. Perhaps birthdays weren't just about the cake or the decorations. It was about the laughter shared and the friends made. Moments, big and small, knitted together into something beautiful. But just as she began to embrace this idea, a sudden chill swept through the air. She noticed her mother standing at the edge of the crowd, her smile flickering as she spoke in hushed tones with a woman Mia didn't recognize. The woman wore dark sunglasses and a tailored suit that felt worlds apart from the colorful chaos of the party. "Mia!" Mark called, pulling her back into the moment. His eyes were shining, but there was a question lurking there. "Come on, we need you for the piñata." With a nod, Mia turned toward the clustered kids, where laughter rang like music, yet she couldn't shake the feeling that something important was about to shift. As they all gathered around the hanging piñata, their enthusiasm bubbling over, another unexpected crash echoed just at the edge of her thoughts. "Wait!" she called, her brow wrinkling as she turned back, searching for her mother's figure. What if the party was only the beginning, and the real surprise was yet to come? What secrets were hidden in the events around her? Would her day be filled with more joy, or was the universe about to reveal something she never anticipated? Mia shook herself from her thoughts. The piñata was vibrant and colorful, its papier-mâché hanging like a festive cloud waiting to burst. The kids eagerly clutched their bats, eyes sparkling with excitement. She felt a wave of joy as they huddled together, their laughter mingling with the distant music. "All right, who's going first?" she called out, trying to shake off the unease creeping in from her mother's conversation. "I want to," shouted the boy she'd just met, his voice bright with eagerness. He stepped forward, already swaying the bat with a goofy grin. "Okay, but let us make sure everyone gets a turn," Mia said, trying to rein in the excitement a bit. It warmed her heart to see the kids rally together, joy spilling over like the icing on the cake. She watched the boys swing, miss, and spin in an exaggerated twirl that sent everyone into fits of giggles. Then it was another girl's turn, and another, until laughter became the main tune of the party. The piñata hung patiently, a promise of candy for all the delightful chaos. Then she turned back, glancing at her mother again. The conversation continued, her mother's posture tense against the carefree energy surrounding them. It left a knot of worry in Mia's stomach, but she shook it off. Today was a celebration, she needed to embrace that spirit. "Come on, Mia. You have to try," Mark urged, gathering everyone's attention. With a hesitant smile, Mia stepped up to the front. The kids applauded, and she felt their contagious enthusiasm inch closer to her heart. She raised the bat with a laugh, pretending to channel all her inner strength. "All right, here goes the birthday girl," she called out, swinging with her whole body. The bat connected with the piñata, making it sway but not break. The laughter rang out even louder. Again. Harder this time. Mark encouraged, his voice wavering between playfulness and seriousness. With a deep breath, Mia tightened her grip, focusing her thoughts on all the wishes she had made this year. A big swing, and with one powerful hit, the piñata burst open. Candy and tiny toys scattered across the grass like colorful confetti, and squeals of delight filled the air. The kids dashed forward, grabbing as much as they could. It was pure chaos, a beautiful mess. But amidst the laughter, Mia could still feel the unfamiliar weight on her shoulders. She glanced back for her mother, and this time her eyes met the enigmatic woman in sunglasses. The woman was watching, her expression unreadable. "Hey! Share some with me." The boy piped up, bouncing on his heels as he waved a candy bar. "Sure. Let us celebrate together," she said, feeling joy surging back. But the thought of the woman and her mother lingered like a distant storm cloud, almost overshadowing her happiness. As the children munched on sweets, Mia made her way through the crowd, trying to find her mother. She reached the edge of the party, her heart racing. "Mama, everything okay?" she asked, slipping into the brief, worried moment. Her mother's eyes flickered, filled with a myriad of emotions that Mia couldn't quite decipher. Just a friend stopping by, she said, though the hesitation in her voice was unmistakable. Mia nodded slowly, her brow furrowed. But just then, the woman stepped forward, her demeanor shifting. Mia, do you mind if I talk to you for a moment? Mia felt every heartstring pull tight. Why did this woman want to have a conversation? Her intuition screamed that there was more brewing here. Sure, Mia replied, stepping away from the crowd but feeling a tug of hesitation. As they moved to a quieter spot, a chill swept through the air, and Mia couldn't shake the feeling that her day was about to change in ways she had never imagined. What do you want to talk about? She asked, her gaze searching the woman's face. The woman sighed, removing her glasses. It's about your birthday, Mia. There is something very important you need to know. Her heart raced, curiosity mingling with apprehension. What could it be? Mia braced herself. What revelation was about to unfold? Mia's chest tightened as the woman's eyes locked onto hers. There was an intensity there that both intrigued and frightened her. You see, Mia, your birthday isn't just another year passing, she began, her voice steady yet laced with urgency. Today marks a significant change not just in your life, but in how you see your world. Confusion furrowed Mia's brow, and she glanced back toward the party. Laughter echoed, a stark contrast to the weight of the woman's words. What do you mean? Is this about the gifts? Because I don't really care about that, Mia replied, trying to lighten the moment. Her hands fiddled with the bat still in her grip, the remnants of the piñata's vibrant colors smudged like paint on her palms. The woman shook her head with a soft smile, her expression melting into something gentler. No, Mia. It's much more than that. You were chosen today, not just to celebrate your birthday but because of who you are. Mia's heart skipped a beat. Chosen? For what? She wanted to demand answers but found herself caught in the woman's gaze. Who am I? That's the question, isn't it? The woman took a step closer. You have a light, a spark of kindness that is rare in this world. It resonates with those around you. You've been through so much already, and it hasn't dimmed your spirit. Mia swallowed hard. No one ever spoke about her like that. I don't know what to say, she whispered, feeling vulnerable. A lump formed in her throat as she tried to process the unusual compliment coupled with the anxiety of the unknown. Today, on your birthday, I have a gift for you, an opportunity, the woman continued, her tone shifting to something more serious. But with opportunity comes responsibility. I can't tell you everything just yet, but I need you to trust me. Mia felt a mix of exhilaration and fear. Trust? It was a word she had been taught to guard closely. Why should I trust you? I don't even know your name. Names can be deceiving. Call me Alicia, she said with a smile that felt oddly familiar. I promise you, I'm not here to hurt you. I wish only to help guide you to a path that has been waiting for you. A breeze swirled around them, and Mia shivered slightly, feeling the weight of the world settling onto her shoulders. What did this mean? Her heart raced as questions flooded her mind. What's the opportunity? She finally ventured, desperate for clarity. Your life is about to change, Mia, Alicia revealed, leaning in closer, her voice lowering. You have the chance to make a difference in your own life and others. But first, you must be willing to embrace change, open your heart, and step into a world that might feel strange but is firmly woven into your fate. Mia's head spun. The laughter from the party faded into the background as words like change and fate echoed in her mind. Everything she thought she knew began to scatter like candy in the wind. What if I'm not ready? She felt small, the enormity of the moment swallowing her whole. Alicia reached out, placing a hand gently on Mia's shoulder. You have more strength than you realize. It's time to find out just how much. In that moment, something deep within Mia stirred. She felt a flicker of hope mixed with anxiety, a yearning for something beyond the birthday cake and candy. But Alicia's mysterious promise hung in the air like an unresolved question. Could she really embark on a new journey? What awaited her if she said yes? Mia. Mark's voice called, breaking through the haze. Where are you? The cake's about to be cut. Mia's gaze flickered back to him, and the uproar of the party washed over her. The joy, the laughter, the candles waiting to be blown out. But she also felt an unsettling pull toward Alicia, like a door waiting to be opened. There's a lot to consider, Alicia urged softly, reading her expression. Just keep an open heart. With a heavy heart, Mia took a half step back. Will I see you again? I'll be around, Alicia said, the hope in her eyes twinkling like stars. And when you're ready, we'll talk again. Mia turned away, conflicted. The party was still there, inviting her back into its warmth, yet something was lingering in the air that promised more. What path would she choose? Her birthday had already changed in ways she hadn't expected. And now, a part of her yearned to unlock whatever mystery Alicia was alluding to. As the candles flickered in the distance, Mia knew that this was just the beginning. The question loomed over her: would she dare to step into the unknown? The chatter and cheers from the party wrapped around Mia like a fuzzy blanket, but they felt distant. She could still feel Alicia's eyes on her, full of wisdom and something more. Taking a deep breath, she forced herself to return to the moment, glancing at Mark, whose face was all smiles and excitement. Yet even as she forced a smile back, a lingering heaviness settled in her chest. Mia. You okay? Mark's brow furrowed, concern slipping into his tone as he stepped closer. You seem different. What is going on? Just thinking, she murmured, her gaze drifting back to where Alicia stood. But when Mia turned, Alicia was gone, the space where she had been seeming to fill with shadows. A flicker of disappointment stabbed at her. What had just happened? Simon. Cake time. Mark's voice cut through the haze. He grabbed her hand, pulling her toward the throng of friends gathered at a table piled high with gifts and balloons swaying in the soft breeze. Mia's heart raced as the birthday song erupted around her, and all eyes turned expectantly toward her. Suddenly, she felt trapped between two worlds: the familiar one of laughter and sweet treats and the mysterious new one that Alicia had hinted at. As the candles were lit, she could feel her wish bubbling up inside her like a storm. Do you want to blow them out together? Mark asked, his blue eyes sparkling like the candle's flames. For a moment, Mia hesitated, her heart and head clashing like thunder and lightning. Yeah, sure, she said, trying to mask the swell of emotions. It felt right to celebrate, but how could she find joy in this moment when another part of her was longing for something she didn't yet understand? Mia. Count down with us. Someone shouted, pulling her back into the moment. But in the back of her mind, the echo of Alicia's words still rang. Embrace change, open your heart. 3, 2, 1. The countdown erupted, and just like that, the candles were extinguished. Cheers erupted, and cake was served. Frosting smeared across happy faces as friends claimed their slices, laughter swirling in a comforting whirlwind around them. Yet somewhere deep inside, Mia felt a twinge of loss as she took a bite of cake. Did this moment mean more than cake and balloons? Was Alicia right about her, and if so, what would embracing change look like? She caught Mark's eye, and he beamed his trademark grin at her. This is the best birthday ever, he exclaimed, blissfully unaware of the turmoil inside her heart. She wanted to feel that excitement, to celebrate in full, but there was a wall inside her, built with doubt and uncertainty. Mia, make a wish now. A little girl's voice piped up from the edge of the table. A flicker of joy ignited in Mia's chest. It felt like a challenge to turn this moment into something meaningful. Words tumbled in her mind. Should she wish for something simple, like eternal friendship or unending cake? Or was there something deeper she could ask for? Closing her eyes, Mia let her heart guide her. I wish to understand what my purpose is, she whispered, barely audible above the laughter. The moment hung there, fragile as spun sugar. When she opened her eyes, she felt a shift in the air, almost palpable. Had she meant that? What did it even mean to understand her purpose? The party carried on, and Mia found herself lost again, looking out toward the horizon beyond the backyard filled with party decorations. There was a glimmer of something waiting for her, a spark that felt like hope. Hey, Mia. Mark's voice broke her trance again. Want to open gifts? As the colorful packages started to pile up, excitement flickered through the guests. She couldn't help but smile. Perhaps there was joy to be found in this moment, even with uncertainty lingering over her like rain clouds before a storm. But just as Mia began to feel lighter, a strange warmth brushed over her shoulder. She turned, and there stood Alicia, ethereal and assured, as if she had materialized from her wish itself. Are you ready? Alicia asked, her voice an invitation laced with promise. The world is waiting for you. Mia's breath caught in her throat. Would she finally take the leap into the unknown? Gifts surrounded her, but one look at Alicia confirmed that the most significant gift awaited beyond the backyard's boundaries. And the choice loomed: would she answer the call? Mia's heart pounded in her chest, and she could barely hear the laughter rising around her. Alicia's presence sparkled with possibility, drawing her in like a magnet, and the world seemed to fade, the sound of the party becoming a mere echo. Ready for what? Mia finally managed to breathe out, her voice barely a whisper. Alicia smiled, a gentle, knowing smile that sent shivers down Mia's spine. For your journey, Mia. The one you've been waiting for. It's time to embrace who you truly are. Her throat felt tight as the gravity of the moment pressed on her. She glanced at Mark, who was laughing and reaching for gifts, his enthusiasm a sharp contrast to the swirling emotions in Mia's heart. She wanted to feel what he felt: carefree, alive, fully in the moment. But as she watched Alicia, a flicker of yearning ignited within her. What if stepping through that threshold meant discovering something monumental? Alicia's eyes held a glimmer of understanding, as if she sensed Mia's wariness. Sometimes the scariest choices lead us to the most beautiful places, she said gently. Mia considered her words. She had no idea what this journey would look like or what awaited her, but she felt a powerful pull toward the unknown. Mia. The sharp sound of Mark's voice sliced through her thoughts again. Are you coming or what? She took a deep breath, steadying herself. Her eyes shifted back to Alicia. What do I have to do? Alicia stepped closer, her voice dropping to a near whisper. Trust your heart. Follow where it leads you. A flicker of energy shimmered in the air between them, and Mia felt her breath hitch once more. It was as if a switch had been flipped inside her. Okay, Mia nodded, the decision bubbling up from deep within her. She took one last glance at Mark, who was now sorting the gifts with the other kids, eyes sparkling with joy. I'll be back, she said softly, almost to herself. Alicia smiled wider, her approval a silent confirmation. Let us go, then, Alicia encouraged. With a gentle tug that felt as familiar as home, Alicia began to lead Mia away from the party and across the yard toward the tall, shadowy trees lining the border. Each step felt like a leap into uncharted territory, but there was an undeniable thrill that shot through her veins. A sense of adventure ignited deep down, battling against the doubt that had held her captive moments before. Oh, just a second. Mia suddenly turned back, glancing at her friends. It felt wrong to leave without saying anything, but a stronger pull urged her to keep moving. Oh, forget it. She whispered, shaking off her hesitation. The trees enveloped them, and as they stepped through the thick strands of foliage, Mia felt an inexplicable shift in the air, a warmth, a reassurance that she wasn't alone in this newfound path. What's out there? She asked, curiosity dripping from her words. Everything, Alicia replied, her voice filled with promise. New friends, lessons to learn, and adventures that could change your life. Mia's heart raced at the thought. Could this really be happening? The thought sparked a smile on her face, but it was quickly extinguished by uncertainty. What would change? Who would she become in this journey? Alicia halted suddenly, causing Mia to stop. Before we take another step, are you sure you're ready? It's not a path to be taken lightly. Change can be beautiful, but it's also challenging. Mia took a moment, allowing the words to wash over her. She could go back to the party, to the safety of the familiar. But with a deep breath, she realized it was time. Time to explore the unknown, to embrace the spark inside her that had longed for purpose. I'm ready, she said, determination said as she lifted her chin. Good, Alicia responded, her eyes sparkling brightly. Let us begin. Just as they moved deeper into the woods, an unexpected sound broke the serene moment. A sharp, panicked bark erupted from somewhere nearby. Mia's heart dropped, and she turned toward the direction of the noise. What was that? She asked urgently. Alicia glanced back at her, her expression now serious. Sometimes, before we can begin our journey, we must first confront what lies ahead. Are you prepared for what may come next? Mia's heart raced again, but this time not with fear, it was the excitement of what was unfolding. Here she stood on the edge of something incredible, still uncertain but ready to dive in. Let us find out, she declared, her voice steady. With each step, the woods felt more alive around her. What awaited them in the unknown? And as the barking grew louder, Mia couldn't shake the feeling that the journey was just beginning. The barking intensified, a frantic yet desperate plea cutting through the stillness. Mia felt a surge of instinctive concern, her heart pounding as she and Alicia moved toward the sound, the trees looming around them like sentinels. What kind of creature could be in trouble? Something about the urgency of the bark tugged at her soul. Stay close, Alicia said, her tone serious. Mia nodded, feeling a mix of trepidation and curiosity. They navigated the narrow path, breaking through the dense underbrush, the air thick with anticipation. After a few moments, they emerged into a small clearing, bathed in dappled sunlight. In the center lay a scruffy, trembling dog, its fur matted and tangled. It looked up at them with wide, terrified eyes and let out another pitiful bark. Mia's heart twisted at the sight. Oh no, poor thing. She gasped, instinctively crouching down, reaching out her hand slowly to show she meant no harm. The dog whined, backing away slightly but then hesitating. Mia could see its ribs showing through its fur, a body that had obviously endured hardship. Alicia, what can we do? Alicia knelt beside Mia, her gaze steady and reassuring. Sometimes, when we encounter fear, all it takes is a little kindness. But remember, the dog might not understand that right away. You have to be patient. Mia nodded, drawing in deep breaths to calm herself. Okay, I can do that. She kept her voice soft and soothing. Hey there, sweet pup, it's all right. You're safe now. As she continued to talk gently, the dog's body language shifted. It moved a fraction closer, drawn by her warmth. Mia could feel a connection forming, a spark blooming in her chest as she attempted to build trust. After a few tense moments that felt like a lifetime, the dog finally stepped forward, sniffing Mia's outstretched hand. Yes. Mia cheered softly, her heart fluttering with hope. In that moment, everything else, the party, her worries, even the unknown journey ahead, faded away, replaced by the joy of this small victory. Alicia smiled, pride shimmering in her eyes. See? Kindness can change everything. It's a powerful force, Mia. The dog cautiously took another step and nuzzled against her hand. You've been alone, haven't you? Mia whispered, feeling an overwhelming surge of empathy. I understand what that's like. But you don't have to be anymore. As she spoke, she noticed something strange, a faint glow seemed to radiate from the dog, pulsing like a heartbeat. Alicia turned to Mia with a glint of understanding in her eyes. Mia, do you feel that? There's more to this dog than meets the eye. Keep going. But what does it mean? Mia asked, echoing the confusion in her heart. Sometimes, beautiful things come when we least expect them. You're already on a path toward discovery, perhaps this little one is part of it. Mia focused on the dog again, her hand scratching gently behind its ears now. The fur felt coarse beneath her fingertips, but it was warm and alive. In that instant, Mia realized the connection they shared was deeper. It wasn't just about finding a lost dog, it was about healing both for her and this creature longing for love. Suddenly, a glimmer of light burst forth from the dog, illuminating the clearing like the sun breaking through dark clouds. Mia! Alicia exclaimed, touching her arm. This moment it's pivotal. Remember this feeling of hope and connection. It's a sign. But just then, the bright glow faded, and the woods seemed to grow darker. A ripple of unease passed through Mia as the atmosphere shifted, hinting that something else lay hidden in these woods, waiting to emerge. What just happened? Mia asked, confusion swirling in her mind. Every journey has its shadows, Mia, Alicia said, her voice calm but urgent. And sometimes, right before you uncover a truth, the darkness can try to overwhelm you. Mia felt a tug at her heart. They had just started this journey, and already it felt like they were on the edge of something bigger. Will we be okay? She asked, her voice barely above a whisper. As she looked at the dog, who now lay against her, she felt a sense of solidarity bloom between them. We can face this together. And as they prepared to delve deeper into the woods, Mia couldn't shake the lingering question, what awaited them beyond the shadows? Would they be brave enough to face it? Mia took a steadying breath, her fingers gently stroking the dog resting against her leg. In that moment, she felt a surge of strength coursing through her veins. The flickering fear was still there, but it intertwined with an emerging resolve. Whatever lay ahead in those woods, she would face it not just for herself, but for this dog who had become a part of her journey. We can do this, Mia whispered to the trembling creature, and to herself. Let us find out what's in the shadows. With Alicia guiding the way, they ventured deeper into the thickets. The sun began to set, casting long, elongated shadows on the ground. Yet, there was a light that seemed to flicker and pulse, a beacon urging them onward. As they pushed further, Mia felt a change in the atmosphere, a tension in the air that sparked her determination. It was a contrast to the vibrant celebration they had left behind, yet it felt more authentic to her emerging spirit. She sensed that this was a place of discovery, a realm where dreams intertwined with challenges. What if I can't do this? She muttered, almost to herself. Alicia turned, her eyes calm and knowing. You already are. Each step is a testament to your courage. You have a light, Mia, never forget that. Whenever clouds of doubt threatened to obscure her path, Mia reminded herself of the dog, once lost and now safe. If she could help someone else, she could certainly help herself too. The thought became like a mantra, reverberating through her heart. Suddenly, the thick trees parted to reveal a massive clearing, brighter than anything they had encountered before. In the center stood a large, ancient oak tree. Its girth was immense, and its branches stretched out, sprawling like open arms. Beneath it, however, chaos reigned. Colors twisted and danced wildly, and Mia gasped at the sight of lost toys, forgotten dreams, and memories swirling around like leaves caught in a windstorm. What is this? Mia whispered, a blend of awe and confusion filling her. This is the heart of your journey, Alicia replied, her voice soft but resonant with depth. Here, you'll confront the dreams you've held, the fears that bind you, and the truths waiting to be uncovered. Mia hesitated, the weight of those words settling heavily. But it looks chaotic. What do I even choose? Alicia knelt beside her, gently guiding Mia's gaze toward the dog that was now sitting upright, seemingly drawing strength from the ancient spirit of the oak. Honor what your heart desires most. Let go of the fear that keeps your spirit tethered to the past. Mia felt her pulse quicken. All those insecurities, moments of doubt, and fears she had carried for so long took shape in this whirlwind. What if today didn't just promise a moment of joy? What if it hinted at a life transformed? With newfound confidence, Mia stepped toward the swirling colors. I want to know who I really am, she proclaimed, her voice loud and clear. I want to embrace change and face the fears I've kept inside. In response, the chaos surged, wrapping around her in a whirlwind of energy. Memories swept around her: a birthday cake, moments of laughter, the warmth of her mother's embrace. Each one was a reminder, and as they swirled, Mia envisioned herself rising above the noise, her spirit unfurling like the branches of the great oak. Just then, a single image emerged from the storm, a reflection of a girl with strength and kindness etched in every feature. As the swirling chaos began to settle, Mia understood. This was her spirit, the essence she had been searching for in the shadows of her pockets of doubt. Mia! Alicia called, as the colors cascaded into the ground, leaving behind seeds of hope. This is part of you, the vibrant spirit that flourishes through love, kindness, and courage. Nurture it. All of these pieces are part of a greater whole. Mia turned, her heart full, a genuine smile lighting her face. I can feel it. This is where I belong. With that realization, the winds calmed, and the dog trotted over, pressing against her side. She knelt down to pet it, overwhelmed by gratitude and understanding. Together, we can make a difference, Mia said softly, her voice imbued with warmth. Alicia beamed, her presence radiant. Now that you know who you are, it's time to return to the world you left behind. Stand tall, Mia. Inspire others with your journey. The oak tree shimmered, a glow radiating from its core, and Mia felt a gentle push urging her back toward the clearing they had come from. With renewed vigor, she stood, eyes bright and hopeful. As they stepped back into the world beyond the trees, laughter echoed like music. She emerged from the shadows, her heart brimming with purpose. No more would she let fear overshadow her spirit. Hey, everyone! She called to the party gathering again, as if seeing it anew. Who's ready for a little adventure? All eyes turned to her, and in that instant, Mia realized she was surrounded not just by friends, but by family, love, and connections that would be there to support her throughout her journey. Happy birthday, Mia! Mark shouted, pulling her back into the joyous swirl of the celebration. Mia shared in the laughter, the warmth blossoming around her like the brightest morning sunshine. They carried on through cake and laughter, but now in her heart, she held something greater, a promise to embrace all that she was and to forge her own path. Before she knew it, the moment bloomed into more than just a celebration. It was a declaration: she was ready to step into the unknown. And as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in shades of orange and purple, Mia smiled, knowing this was only the beginning of her beautiful adventure. So, dear friends, the journey of embracing one's true self may begin in the shadows, but always leads to the light. Now, if you want to be a part of more tales like Mia's, you need to subscribe immediately to the channel so you don't miss exclusive stories. Leave a like now to feed the algorithm and spread the love. And please comment your thoughts. How did Mia's transformation inspire you? Share this video instantly with at least 5 friends who you think need this spark of hope in their lives. Don't wait not even one more second. Your support is the wind in our sails.